So it's currently Monday, had a busy weekend, so doing my portfolio update right now, and the market closed an hour or so ago. So that's why we have a today's change since today's Monday. So total, I did not do any trades today. Everything you're seeing is stuff that I did last week, usually around Thursday or Friday. So because I didn't take any trades today, well, the reason why I didn't take any trades today is because tomorrow, Tuesday, is CPI. So I wanted to see how the market reacts before I do anything. And then hopefully we do have, a decent drop because then I can get better positions. But regardless, whether we have a drop or not, I will add on some more contracts at the best price that I think I can get. So here's where we at right now. So this is the amount I have left to collect out of the contracts. Here's the amount that I've already collected. So 50%. And here's the total amount that the contracts had in value before today. So the market did, rally again today, made new all-time highs. So collected 50% of the total contract value, which shows up here. So this is a number that I would have if I was to close all these contracts today, right now. This is a number I would have assuming all these contracts expire worthless. And since we're on the subject of worthless, this week or past Friday, I only closed 3 contracts just so I can have some funds to purchase these ones for the upcoming week, aka this Friday. And I let the rest expire worthless so I can, keep the $1. But that $1 starts to add up, especially if I'm buying around 15 contracts a week. That's damn near $1,000 at the end of the, year, at the end of 52 weeks. So far so good. Let's check my portfolio against the S&P 500. And making all things equal, since I started this account on April 6th. So right now I'm at 14%. Where's it at? Oh, there it goes. So I'm at 14%. S&P 500 is at 12.5%. And then NASDAQ is at 20%. So I still have, a good chunk to catch up to the NASDAQ. I already know I will. Obviously, I'm already at 14% and it's only been a month. So do the math. Won't be too fast, or won't be too soon. It'll be soon enough by the time I catch up. But I'm at $3,400 since April 6th. So you can see the graph right here. And the deposit line, it shouldn't move anymore. I don't plan on deposit any more money into this account. Obviously, I have other accounts. So if I do deposit more money, it'll be into my other accounts. Because this one, I'm trying to strictly keep it for YouTube so you can see the total growth without me adding any new deposits from even my day trading account. So I'll keep that all separate. So that way you guys can see this account grow just purely off of the plays that I make within this account. And so far it's only been me just selling options. I do plan on buying options, which I already told you my strategy for that is anytime we have big, 1% plus down days, that means on my stocks I'm trading, they should be down anywhere from 3 to 5%. And then with that, I'll buy leaps, meaning I'll buy contracts that don't expire until, well, semi leaps, maybe 90 days out, but a year out on some of them. But leaps is technically a year or more on the contract expirations. I'm only gonna do like 90 days or so. So technically they're not leaps, they're just far out contracts. So transaction history, so you can see what I did. And it show you that I didn't do any trades today, which today's the 11th, I believe. Yeah, today's the May 11th. Custom date. So from start date to today's date. So here's what I was talking about. I let majority of them expire. So 6 of them expired, saved me $6. And then I did close 3 of them, which is right here. So close, close, close. And then I opened up some more. So collected $100 right there, collected another $100 and collected $90 for Some expire in 5/22 and the other ones expire in 5/15. But these are the plays I did, all throughout the week. Oh, my bad. This ain't just last week, my bad. This is the beginning. But I'm gonna do last 7 days. That's what I meant to do. So the last 7 days right here. So last 7 days I collected $1,300. Can't say I'm not ecstatic about that because I finally reached my goal of the $1,000 a week. So hopefully I can continue collecting minimum around $1,000 a week, and then of course for sure every month, but every 2 weeks or so I should have enough funds to add another contract. So therefore every 2 weeks I can buy one more additional contract, which means an additional $50 to $100 is what I've been averaging. So far so good, and I'll go ahead and export this now and update my dashboard, and let's go take a look at my dashboard so that way we can see the growth numbers compared to the crypto numbers. But just before I do that, go back to the summary page. So counts at $3,300 right now, assuming everything expires worthless. 3,200.7 if I was to sell everything. And then here's the plays that I wanted to show you. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that expire this week so far, and then 2 that expire for February 22nd, or May 22nd of next week. So got some money to spend, which forgot to show you that too. So if I go to balances, I'm sitting on $16,000 right now. Hopefully I can spend it all on Tuesday, but for sure I'll spend it all by Wednesday to Thursday, and hopefully to expire by that Friday. So obviously the goal is to collect $50 to $100 per contract. And right now each contract costs me around $2,700 because the stocks I'm trading, obviously they keep going higher, which makes me have to have more capital to buy that stock. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I mean, you can see right here, even today, the SP 500, everything closed green, basically what I'm trying to say. So on to the dashboard now. Okay, so here's the updated dashboard. It does show May 8th. That's because, like I just showed you today, I didn't do any trades. So obviously the export only gets things that I've done. So that Friday was the day that I closed those trades and everything expired worthless. So I think I need to already see that when I have contracts expire worthless, they should be added on to here. Let me see. Yeah, so it only shows the trades that I took. It doesn't show the actual contracts that expired worthless. But nonetheless, here's my projection that I did for last week. So May 4th through the May 8th, those 5 days. Total collected for that week. So it doesn't include the ones that expire this upcoming week. So over $1,000, like we just saw. Only paid $3 to close those 3 contracts. So total, you can already see even between this week and last week, there's already a big difference. So I saved between this $7. So I already project at the end of the year, it's going to be an extra $1,000, assuming things are going to be expiring worthless. If it's not, then you'll finally see me do a rollover. Or of course, I still will close maybe 2 to 3 so I can have enough funds to buy new contracts for the upcoming week. But I'm excited about that. My goal was a minimum around $1,000. So like I told you, come May, we should start seeing that. And this was the first week in May. So over the past 5 weeks, I'm averaging 2.33%, which this past week was 3.37. May, I'm already halfway to April's total. So April, because we didn't have all the funds established, and it, week by week, we started depositing all the funds. I only managed to collect $2,400, and the rest was collected in Robinhood. And then May is the first month to where there's nothing in Robinhood, so we've already collected pretty much half of what's right here. So we're at 4% already for the first week. And then last month we collected 7. So total we're at 11.65 and plus $3,800 just from April 6th, which is when I started this. And I took the first trade April 7th. But I'm excited about it. So hopefully we end up with this amount by the 52 weeks from now. So next year, April, the beginning of April of 2027. I think we're gonna have more, but just from what I've done so far, this is what the projections are. So not too bad. Now let's go to the crypto. So my account's at $9,300. You know, we're up another $1,000. So therefore, our projected went up a lot. So I think last week it was around 100%. But because we had a good week, or technically a good few weeks since I last updated this, now we're looking at, you know, projected of 230%, which I'm already knowing is going to be a lot more than this. Hopefully every week that I update this goes up steadily because I'm making better trades and the robot's making better trades, and obviously price appreciation from Bitcoin and Ethereum, you know, going up. So by the end of the year, I should have $24,000 in this account, and right now we're at 9,000. So can't wait for that. See how it goes. Here's the accounts that I have right now. So the smaller numbers are wallets. This one's my trading account, which you can see the exchange I'm on. And I do have the links to the exchanges in the description if you want to see them. And then the robot that I use is on this exchange. So this is already up a lot because I made a lot of changes. So you'll see that in my upcoming passive robot week 6. Yeah, it should be week 6 update. That I consolidated a lot of the robots. I took a bunch of profit off of the robots, not just the day trading profits, but actual the price appreciation profit. So that jumped us up from the $3,700 to $4,100 now. So between all those accounts, up 1,800. And between the two, so my options account and my trading account, and it only says February 11th because obviously it's including the Robinhood account that I don't use right now. But we're up 20% or $7,600, which all of this came from April, pretty much like the beginning of April till now. The February 11th, I started with around $3,000 in Robinhood. So this is always going to stay the same unless I start using Robinhood again. And then all we care about right now is the Charles Schwab and the digital assets. So I probably should change this to deactive or deactivate it. But so far, 3,800 and 1,800. And between these two accounts, so the digital assets and the Schwab, I should have $61,000 come the end of, you know, the year. Not the end of the year, but a year total. So again, April of 2027. And hopefully I have this amount in here. If not more, I'm already projecting I'll probably have more in there because one, like I said, when I start buying calls instead of just selling premium, when you buy calls or when you buy puts, you can also, I mean, you can lose a lot, but you can also make a lot, but it's set on how much you make or lose. So if I only spend $100, there's really no cap on how much that $100 can turn into when you're just buying calls. But when you sell premium, you always are capped off because it shows you when you're buying the contract how much you can only make. And that's why they give it to you right when you make the contract. So all the premium I collected is always going to be capped at either $50 or $100, you know, whatever that strike price is offering. But when you buy the calls, you pay that amount. So I may pay $100, but I can only lose $100 or make quote unquote infinite amount. So we'll see how this changes throughout the months. And then the same trades that I already showed you, but that's the update. I'm excited. Hopefully, you know, we end up with a 6-figure account come April of 2027. But regardless, I'll be happy as long as we're positive. But so far, so good. You know, can't complain.